Welcome back, YouTubers, to another ROH Ring of Honor Wrestling TV show review with us, the British Fist.
Good, Jay.
I am Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me is the one and only NJ.
What's up?
What's up, indeed, guys? Make sure you guys subscribe above, like this video, and also comment any thoughts you have on this ROH TV show down in that comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the link to the description box below.
Yes, of course. So we've got the 10th anniversary show coming up on 4th of March, $9.99, by the way. Nearly, yeah, there's got a little bit of a pattern there. 10th anniversary show, $10, eh? And then you got Showdown in the Sun in WrestleMania weekend. So we're really hoping for some build for both, at least one of those shows on this show tonight. And we got a little bit, didn't we? We got 3 matches for the 10th anniversary show on 4th of March, which is nice to have about 2 or 3 weeks before the pay-per-view.
It's pretty good. I like that.
We opened up the show this week with some boring pre-match promos from Eddie Edwards and Kyle O'Reilly. They have good matches, but I just can't. Their promos are so boring, and it just doesn't get me, especially to start the show off. The first thing I don't want to see is Eddie Edwards and Kyle O'Reilly having a little talk about their little rivalry they're having, which I really don't give a shit about.
No, with Eddie Edwards, when I first started watching this, I thought it was going to be some of a big star, you know, doing great in ROH. But this feud, it's not really giving me pumped up about it. Yes, they had the talk at the beginning and that, but it's just still not done much for me.
I think when you thought of ROH star, you kind of didn't realise what an ROH star is. Just a bland 5'10", 200-pound guy who has the same style as everyone else that doesn't really deserve to be the main event. That's just what an ROH star is to ROH, I guess. So in the match, we got Eddie Edwards, who was with Adam Cole, versus Kyle O'Reilly, who was with Davey Richards. The promos were boring, but the match was I didn't mind the match. It's kind of what you expect from these two. They're both former sort of tag team. They've both been in the ring a lot together. They've got decent chemistry, and they put on a somewhat good match for the 11.5 minutes they had. Well, it was a good opener.
Like I said, Eddie Edwards, I'm seeing it as a guy that could do quite well in ROH if he's booked right.
If he stays away from Davey Richards,
that could be an idea. But for him to have an 11.5 match, I think that was a good start for him. It's a good 11.5 minute match, good opener, so I'm not too bothered by it.
Yeah, I mean, the match was well executed. I did like the match. It even told a little bit of the story, dare I say. But the problem is, we just don't care about this feud. I don't know about you, NJ, but I just don't give a shit about a possible tag team match at the anniversary show between Richards and O'Reilly and Edwards and Cole, because it's just rehashing something we don't want to see, and that's Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards. I just don't care about this.
No, with Edwards and Cole, well, gradually splitting, getting apart and that, I'm expecting some good more to come from Edwards, and I don't know, it's just not a feud I want to see, but I expect more to come from individual wrestlers after this feud.
I just say, why do we want to see something involving Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards again when what we got found a battle really bored us, and really we just want ROH to move on from that now, and this is one of the reasons why this feud is just boring. It's just there's nothing to it other than, yeah, I want to fight, yeah, let's have a fight, or we had a bit of a disagreement, or he had a bit of a disagreement, so let's settle this in a match. There's no sizzle to that feud, is there? There's no sizzle. There's nothing there that's really suggests, oh, that's going to be really interesting to see. That story's going to be really played out and really give us a big payoff.
No, it's not. No.
Match was good. It's just a shame we don't really give a shit about the feud.
That's true. Yeah.
This thing, and our main event at the 10th anniversary show is going to be that tag match. So let's just hope some more good matches get added to the pay-per-view. That's all I can say. In the next segment, we get a recap of last week's Kevin Steen segment, the highlight of the show. It didn't go on for too long, but it led on to the match between Mike Mondo and Matt Taven, with Steve Corino and commentary talking about Kevin Steen. And I think with all this kind of stuff there, it kind of gave us the hint that we may be seeing Kevin Steen at some point in this segment.
Well, with the fact that they showed that, obviously, without it having a purpose, it was just going to lead on to a boring match. So obviously with that, it's giving you a hint that something was going to happen. Yeah,
to be honest, I wanted Mike Mondo to get some promo time because I love his promos. He's one of the most entertaining guys on the ROH TV show at the moment, apart from maybe the Briscoes and Kevin Steen.
Well, with me personally, I'm glad that they had this match. It got him on the card. It's a filler match, but I'm just kind of glad that the match itself weren't doing anything for me whatsoever. So I'm really glad that Kevin Steen came out.
Yeah, I mean, the match was really, it didn't really matter that much. Hell, we didn't even time it. Basically, Kevin Steen comes out, and at this moment we're thinking, business is about to pick up, ladies and gentlemen. He gets on the mic and starts talking about well, these guys don't deserve a spot because Jim Cornette loves guys like this, and he lays them both out with the F5. What a fucking this is the kind of stuff that entertain fans like us. And if ROH did a bit more of this instead of just let's have a fight, okay, let's have a fight. Well, they have a guy going in there and just tearing house. It's something different in ROH, and we want to see more of it.
Well, Kevin Steen made the complaint that he was not being featured on this show, so he was going to come and make a statement himself. So for him to do an F5, which is probably going to be the move he's going to eventually carry on using on these two people, it made this match and this part of ROH a lot better.
But as soon as Kevin Steen came out, my interest level just went from to like that.
And the other thing, Kevin Steen announced that he's going to have a debut match next week, so that's giving us something to look forward to next week.
Definitely so. I'm quite looking forward to seeing Kevin Steen in the ring. We had that whole thing afterwards with Kevin Steen staring at Carino, so there could be something still there, maybe in the future, so we don't really know. But yeah, I mean, overall, didn't really care too much about the match, but then again, it wasn't about the match, it was about the aftermath of Kevin Steen, and that entertained the fuck out of me.
It did.
We then get an Inside ROH segment. Usually we're very critical of these, but this one was a lot shorter and better in my opinion because they only really focused on one or two things and they kind of focused in depth on it. They gave us a recap of last week's rushed main events with words from the world's greatest tag team saying that they left a mark on the Briscoes. I just wish that, you know, they'd keep Haas on the mic rather than giving Shelton Benjamin. I mean, I liked his which way did he go, but that was about it. Everything else he said, I was just like, just let Charlie Haas talk.
No, without Inside ROH, yes, this is the chance for them to fill in the rest of that not involved, and just have their say. Yeah. So for them to have that, and then obviously the rest of it, it definitely was a lot better than what it has been.
Yeah, and I imagine that World's Greatest Tag Team will be getting their rematch soon as they do want it. But the thing that pisses me off about ROH now and about this Inside ROH segment is Jim Cornette making a big deal over a chair shot. Why do they make such a big deal over a chair shot? It's reasons like these why ROH really can't really appeal to mainstream fans, because if they're making such a big deal out of that, then you know, what can really be there to intensify feuds and make feuds more interesting? It's a fucking chair. They get used all the time in wrestling. God.
It was a bit bad that they concentrate on that. But anyway, if they do get a tag title shot, yeah, we've seen it before. But again, with tag teams needing to get involved and have matches, I guess it'd be okay. I
mean, the thing is, you've got a lot of focus on the World's Greatest Tag Team with Briscoes, but at the 10th anniversary show, we're going to see Briscoes versus Bucks, the Young Bucks in a tag team title match. You'd think they'd be trying to really concentrate on that. But after that, you had the Briscoes in the same locker room spot. Can we not change it around? Maybe have the Briscoes in another spot to make it seem a bit less canned. They have the same locker spot saying, they're going to whoop some ass! They're boys! I love the Briscoes. They're so entertaining, aren't they?
Well, with them having their say, obviously, with the Great Tag Team having theirs, yes, the only thing is the Young Bucks should have had their say here. But again, we had the Briscoes, and we all know that. I think TNA, RH are realising that Briscoes are going to mic, so have them having their say every week.
They're entertaining. So, I mean, they've been entertaining for the 7-8 years they've been on ROH. But we get the announcement also of some matches at the 10th anniversary show. We're going to be getting the Briscoes versus the Young Bucks in a tag title match. Jay Lethal versus Ciampa in a TV title match. So it'll be interesting to see if Ciampa can keep his undefeated streak up. I see that ending in DQ. So we're getting those matches and that main event that we mentioned earlier at the 10th anniversary show. So at least they're announcing some match. And I just hope they get some build-up, though. I don't want to see these just being random and put out there. I want to see them get a little bit of build on the TV show.
Well, again, with ROH needing to get our interest, the build is the important part of their show, so hopefully they will.
And just at the moment, it just looks like the Briscoes are in a feud with World's Greatest Tag Team. We haven't really seen too much of the Young Bucks, but at the same time, the Inside ROH segment was a lot shorter and a lot better, in our opinion, because it just made the show flow a little bit better. I hope they keep this short and this to the point in future episodes.
They do indeed, they need to.
Main event of the evening, the Briscoes versus the House of Truth, Michael Hogan and Roderick Strong, in a match which had a side bet of $5,000. I don't really understand the point of that, personally. I mean, yeah, I guess it gives them the motivation to win, but that really wasn't the case when the Briscoes got the baseball bat, was it?
No, the match, again, it got a bit short than the opener. The opener got more concentration, but it got a bit more time, and I thought it would be the opposite way around. The main event, we got more time. But the match itself, I'm thinking, again, you had the guys who were obviously the strong heels.
Strong and Elgin, yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the
Briscoes,
which obviously, with me, they're two-sided. They do heel manoeuvres as well as
a bit like Austin in a way, but not as, you know, not literally like Austin, but like they're aggressive faces and people like them because they're aggressive.
And you got to see a lot aggressive in this match, which made obviously their part pretty strong, as well as the Elgin and Strong having their obviously manoeuvres and the help of
Truth
Martini as well. So there was a lot going on in this match, which it made my views of this match really good.
Yeah, I just didn't see the point of the side bet, $5,000.
I'll push that to a side. Contract the match. The match.
What? I don't know. I just don't see the point of doing a side bet. I really just don't get it, especially for a mainstream fan like myself. Why would I want to see a side bet in wrestling? I just don't get it. But that's ROH. They're more appealing to MMA fans anyway. But there we go. I like this match. It was a good main event match. You know, it had the feel of a main event match. I just wish that maybe the Young Bucks would have interfered. Maybe gave Truth and Elgin the win in some way or form. Maybe to hype their feud up a little bit going into the 10th anniversary show. But hell, what do I expect? It's ROH's TV show. But at least they followed it on well from last week, which is one thing they did throughout the show. They followed on with the Kevin Steen, they followed on with the Edwards and Riley feud, and now they're following on with the whole Briscoes thing, with them bringing out a baseball bat towards the end.
Well, personally, with the amount of weeks they've got left until the pay-per-view and the thing, Young Bucks is of using the baseball bat. Again, the interruption from Young Bucks would have made this ending, in my opinion, better than a baseball bat attack, because I don't really picture the Briscoes really doing that against Truth Martini's. But overall, it was a good match, but the ending could have been done just a teeny bit different to hype up the feud that was actually being made.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice if you concentrated on something that we're going to be seeing at the pay-per-view, but that's, you know, it just seems like filler elsewhere. But you get Truth Martini throwing powder in one of the Briscoes' faces. Jay Briscoe comes out with the bat, and he smashes the House of Truth. Oh, that was pretty entertaining. Like I said, I'd like the Young Bucks to maybe interfere or have some part in the match, but hell, I'm alright with Jay Briscoe hitting people with a baseball bat. I thought that was pretty fucking entertaining.
Not the way I would have finished it, but again, it was the way to finish the match.
Yep. So good main event, would you say? Got a lot of time. We got a lot of wrestling this week as well, which was good. Good reaction.
To be honest, this week's been a lot better than the last 2 weeks, and I really got into this one. This one did a lot more for me. My interest was quite high in this because it flowed great. It had stuff that was needed leading on to something, so I enjoyed this week.
I think the reason why we probably found it a lot better is because they followed it on from last week. Now, they're not going to be able to do this with every TV show, but at least they followed stuff on which they hyped up for last week's show, which was hyped up too very well. We've now got this Kevin Steen's in-ring debut next week, which, you know, any segment with Steen in usually makes the TV show a lot better. So thank God we should get him on every TV show, because we'd definitely watch the TV show then if Steen was there every day.
With the fact that he's back and obviously he's having his return, his debut next week, they are actually going to start using him more, so it's something to look forward to in future shows.
Yeah, I just wonder what they got planned for him at the pay-per-views, but I guess we'll find that out soon. So overall, it was a better show, even though, to be honest with you, we don't really care about a couple of the feuds in there. Well, we don't really care about the tag team feud in the opener. It just doesn't appeal to us. David Richards and Eddie Edwards in a ring together again. Sorry, but we just don't want to see that after that crappy final battle match that went too long. But I mean, overall, the TV show, I can't blame the execution of the TV show was generally pretty good this week. There was some entertaining spots with Steen and the Briscoes in there, so I can't really complain too much about the TV show this week. It was, you know, you had a lot of wrestling in there. The Inside ROH segment was pretty short, so you kept filler to a low, and you had a lot of entertaining spots in there. So I mean, the TV show this week I can't complain too much about it. It was a nice, fun hour of entertainment for me.
I really enjoyed this week too.
Okay, is that what you got to say about it?
All I can say is that they've done good, like giving us something to look forward to next week
and the pay-per-view.
A good flow of this show. So yeah, I'm thumbs up to it.
Okay, guys, get your thoughts on this ROH edition down in the comment section below. Whether you agree or disagree with our thoughts, let us know. And you know what, NJ, at Britishfist, we usually book our main events correct, because we usually have you do the outro.
Well, people, thank you for tuning for another video by us. It's been something interesting, because this has been a good show. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And all I can say now is tune in for next week, where we're going to go into great detail about Kevin Steen wrestling again.
Hopefully.
And all I can say now, people, is thank you very much. Until next time, people, goodbye.